I think she knows what we're doing here, just trying to weigh the car. It's a fat motherfucker. This bitch needs to go on a diet.
Are you actually taking those off?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's weight. Weight reduction, bro. Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Turbo Tyler video. Today's one I'm actually really excited for because we're going to be weighing the Focus. So the reason I want to weigh the Focus is I just want to know how much it weighs, because these are really heavy cars. That's the one thing that kind of lets it down. When I'm driving it, I can feel the weight going into the corners, and we've obviously got that big 5-cylinder up front, so it is going to be quite heavy. And because I'm going more track focused on this, I want to try reduce the weight as much as possible. So after a quick Google search online, the estimated weight is 1,392 kilos, so 1,392 kilo, which is really heavy. But I have already removed some weight from this car. So I was lucky that when I bought it, it came with aftermarket alloys. These are OZ wheels, and OZ wheels are relatively light. They're not super light, but they're relatively light. But my main weight reduction program has been on the interior. So we'll have a look on the inside. As you guys would have seen in the last video, we obviously have that super cool 0.1 shifter, and the reason we save weight there is because there's no longer that center console in. So we lost the center console, all the hardware related, the cigarette lighter, ashtray, that whole assembly up there. So there's weight reduction that we've done there. In one of the drag racing videos, which I'll link in the description, one of my first weight reduction things is, if you look back there, we've removed the rear seats, and we've also removed some of the interior trim. So we removed the foam that would have been here around the spare wheel, boot floor mat, the parcel shelf, and obviously the rear seats and some of the trim on the sides there as well. So I have already done a lot of weight reduction, but there's still more weight to come out. We also do have that 3-inch aftermarket exhaust, which not only sounds great, but it should be a bit lighter than the standard one as well, because we don't have a big heavy muffler and a big resonator. It's just pipe. But it's obviously 3-inch versus stock, which was like 2.5-inch pipe, so it is a bit negligible there. And we have added weight in some places, mind you, as well. So this spoiler is going to weigh more than the factory one. The Maxton kit, even though it's plastic, that is more weight being added there. And that the shifter itself weighed more than the one that came out. So we have added weight and taken it off in place of the strut brace, thicker anti-roll bar, bigger dog bone mount. That's all weight we've added to the vehicle. There is more weight reduction to be done. Mainly, we're going to be removing some more interior pieces, nothing too crazy. Obviously, when I do stuff like a decat, that's going to save weight. But what I want to do is just go and get a baseline, because I have no idea where it is. So I'd estimate I've probably saved, my guess is I've probably saved about 60-70 kilos. So I reckon it's going to weigh about 1320. That's my guess, 1320. I'm going to lock that in. If it's under 13, so like if it starts with a 12, I'm going to be super happy. My goal, if I'd like to get it as close to 1200 as possible. I think that's a realistic goal. I'm not sure, but oh yeah, I've removed the front fog lights while I think about it, so that's also a bit of weight. But yeah, I'd like to get it as close to the 12s as possible. We're just going to go put it on a weigh bridge today. My local recycling center has a weigh bridge. They said I can come down and just weigh the Focus and see how much she weighs. So yeah, let's go ahead, jump in the car and go ahead and do it. So we almost have a full tank of gas in the car. If they allow me, I just want to weigh it with me out of it. But I just want to quickly talk about some of the other weight reduction things that I want to do if it's super heavy. So, like I'd like to remove the radio and just create a blank plate there. I think for if I want to make it a bit more of a race car, it doesn't need a radio. Potentially doing an air conditioning delete, so I can remove the compressor and the radiator for it, so that'll save a bit more weight. Like I said, removing some more interior, so I have done the rear seat delete, but I've left all the brackets in for it and stuff like that, so all of those brackets can just come out. All the mounting brackets, they're all steel, so they actually do weigh, have noticeable weight to them. I want to remove more interior trim, but I don't want it to be like a full strip, so I don't want this to be removed. Or these kind of trims, all the trims that you kind of sit and need and see. But other stuff, yeah, like anything in the back can kind of really go. Like, so driver back, I'm going to probably just end up getting rid of. If you can reduce the weight, you not only can accelerate faster, but you can brake later, because you've got less weight that needs to be braked, and just the weight transfer of the car is going to be better all round. Everything's going to be better if you have a lighter car. The problem there is a lot of the weight I've been removing is from the back, like the seats and the spare wheel and all that stuff. So I don't really want to upset the balance of the car too much, like remove all the weight from the back and it's just going to be a floaty rear end. The only thing I can think to do to remove weight up front is try and get a lighter weight battery and that AC delete, but we'll just have to see what it weighs. We're going to be there soon. It's my local one, so we're not too far from there now, and just see how much it weighs. I'm super excited for some reason. Like I think it's cool to weigh your car. I want to know how much it is, so let's go ahead and find out how much it weighs. Okay, so we're here at the local recycling centre. Not 100% sure where I've got to go, or if the Focus is even going to be able to get up here, to be honest, because it's a little low. Oh, that's the thing with having that Maxton splitter, man. Cool, looks like the weighbridge is right in front of us, so... Hi there, I called up just a while ago about having just the car weighed.
Yeah.
Just wondering if that was possible to do today, just weigh the car.
You can do the weigh, it's $30
Yeah,
for a weigh.
yeah, that's brilliant. I don't know why it's stalled.
Want to both be in there?
No, if we could both get out, then I'd appreciate that, thank you. We'll just hop out now. So, weighing the car now, find out what it is in a minute.
You know, you can have the chassis, just sort of take the front wheels off.
Okay.
And be halfway out.
Yep.
And then we can do the back.
Okay.
And then if you come around the other side.
Yep.
And just as you're coming onto the weighbridge, just stay there.
Yep.
And then we can do the front.
Oh, okay, brilliant. Okay, let's try do that then.
Past.
Yeah, okay.
Keep going. You got to take it off. Keep going. Keep going. That's it.
So we're going to weigh the rear and the front now separately also, so we can get our weight distribution, which is awesome. I'm super happy about that. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is awesome. We're actually going to get a front and rear weight distribution as well, so that's super cool. They're very easy going about this as well, which is nice. So I'm just going to put just the front on. Okay, let's get out. Get off the thing, yep. Cool, this is sick. So we're gonna get front and rear weight distribution as well, so that's very cool. I think she knows what we're doing here, just trying to weigh the car, sort of for the racetrack. So I wonder if anyone else kind of just comes just to weigh the car. Do you get many people coming just weighing the cars and stuff like that? Yeah. Oh, really? Brilliant, thank you very much. Okay guys, so as you've just seen, we've just finished at the weighbridge now. The people there were super helpful. They even let me, like you guys saw, do the weight distribution, which is super helpful. I'm really pleased about that. But what I'm not pleased about, unfortunately, is the results. So the total weight is 1380. So it's a fat motherfucker. This bitch needs to go on a diet. This thing is so heavy, that is ridiculous. 1380. So I'm guessing the weight figure from factory, or the ones that I've had a look online, are not correct. So there's obviously a lot more weight that still needs to be pulled out of this thing. To get into the 1200s now, I don't think it's possible. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to get into the 1200s with this thing. It's just too heavy. And the weight distribution, we had 900 kilo of that up front and 500 kilo of that in the rear. So got roughly 400 kilo-ish more in the front, so we definitely got to take more weight out of the front, but it's just so difficult to take weight out of the front. I'm not sure where I'm even going to pull it out of, but we definitely need to be removing more weight from this car. It's way too heavy at the minute. So we're going to go home now, and we're going to see if we can take some more things out of, some more weight out of it. Probably just weigh each of the items individually at home, and then after we've done quite a bit of weight reduction, we'll end up coming back here and seeing how much it weighs. But I'll catch back in with you guys when we're at home to see. Oh, okay, so 1380. That's a bit disappointing. But imagine how much it weighed before I took all that stuff, because I've definitely taken, we did in that drag racing video, I took 40 kilo out there, and it's probably another at least 10 kilo in bits and bobs since. So it's at least 50 I've took out. So it did weigh from stock, probably like 1430. So heavy cars. Okay, so the weight reduction might have to be a little bit more extreme than we first thought. One of the first things I want to start by doing is removing those brackets like I was mentioning on the drive down. So I left this trim in because I wanted to see what it weighed with this trim, because it was just in here anyway. I've only just taken it out now. But those brackets that we can see back there, I want to just remove those first. I think I should leave the bolts in though, because the bolt holes just go straight to the floor, so I'll put the bolts back in. But the brackets are somewhere to start. Eventually maybe take the seat belts out as well, because they don't need to be there anymore. Some more boot trim, the rear grab handles, they can go, stuff like that. So let's just grab a socket set and start pulling weight out of the thing. So I want to pull 80 kilo out of it. I really want to get it into the 12s. And 80 kilo, man, I'm going to be very impressed if I can actually pull out 80 kilos. But one of the first things that's just going to go, because it's just going to be the easiest thing, and what's going to weigh the heaviest, is the spare wheel. Now obviously for daily driving I will be leaving this in, but for racing on race day I'll pull it out if I think it's going to make a reasonable difference. I want to weigh this separately. I think the spare wheel and this jack is going to be 15 kilo, so that's going to be our biggest help into hitting this weight target. So I'd like to try pull 80 out. My guess is that I'm going to pull 30-40 out, so closer but not quite there. But everything weighs, so I mean this, yeah, that's got to be, I don't know, 7 kilo maybe, 8 kilo. I'm very bad at guessing weight, clearly, because I thought this thing's going to be around the 13s. This weighs, yeah, I'd say that's another 4 or 5 kilos, so yeah, maybe 10-15 kilos just right there. I think it does look a little bit cleaner with that all gone now as well. And then what we can also do is, what I was saying, is these brackets here, that bracket, that bracket, that bracket, those three can go. And then we'll start pulling more stuff off and see what we can get gone, really. So there's obviously loads more trim stuff that I was talking about earlier to remove from the rear. But to be honest, I'm actually kind of deciding against that in terms of these plastics and all this stuff, because I've already got too much weight out of the rear in essence. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've already got a 500 to 900 split. So that's almost twice as much weight in the front, and that's the problem with the car, is that big 5-cylinder up front. There's nothing I can really do about the weight from there. So I really need to have a think about what ways I can remove all weight. I'm going to remove some brackets and stuff, like I've just spotted this. I think those are the 2 bolts for that, so I'm going to see if I can take that out on both sides. Stuff like that can just be bolted back in if I ever want to put the seats back in, but I don't think that's going to happen for a while. So yeah, if you guys know any sort of weight reduction tactics that I can do at the front, like I'm thinking carbon fiber bonnet, or at least just RS bonnet vents, so I can cut a bit of the bonnet away and save a bit of weight there. I don't want to do anything too crazy, because I want to be able to put this thing back to stock if I ever want to sell it. But stuff like this can go, so.
Are you actually taking those off?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's weight reduction, bro. Mine's as well. Oh shit. Cool, we're going to take these out as well, because this looks a bit easy. We've just finished taking these out, look at this. Just finished taking those out. So we've got a nice smooth loading bay. All the bolts are back in just because they cover the holes. I might come up with a better solution to cover the holes, maybe just like a duct tape patch or something if I really want to save a bit more weight on the bolts. I'm pretty sure these are going to be pretty easy to take out as well. This is what the rear seat clips into, so that can go. Rear seat belts are going to go, but I just want to watch some videos, maybe today if I have a chance, on how to take a rear seat belt out. I have done it before, but I fucked it up because you're not supposed to just unbolt it and let it retract, because once it retracts all the way, it won't come back out. So I think you just need to kind of like, I don't know, I don't know, like a clip on it or something so it won't go all the way in, because I do want to put those back in one day if I have to. But I'm going to grab a Phillips, remove those, remove that one up there. I will keep the passenger grab handle because I know Robert's gonna cry like a little girl when I'm hooning it down on the track. So, what else can we remove? I think if I just washed it, I'd probably save the 80 kilos just there. That weighs literally nothing. This was a waste of time. Oh, I don't want to forget the plastic. Don't want to forget the plastic. We need to save 80 kilos somehow. Gotta pull the plastic out. Cool, let's grab some more tools. Keep removing it. Why don't we just take the whole boot lid off? Why don't we just take the doors off? We might as well. Why don't we take the wing mirrors off? Gotta take weight off somehow. Not sure if this is the only thing I've got to remove to get this out. Sweet as. That was so easy to come off. But my fears seem to be true. I think you're gonna need special tools to pull this out. I don't know. Actually, it might not even be held in by anything. Oh, it is pretty weighty. Okay. Oh, well that's something that just came unplugged. I wish I knew what that was. Was that in there? It must have been, eh? Cool, so that is all that stuff removed now. Yeah, this thing's fairly sturdy. I'd say it weighs 500 grams, maybe a kilo at most. I'm not 100% sure what it is. Yeah, maybe I can sell it as well, get a bit of money. So we've got the bathroom scale here and the kitchen scale for some of the lighter stuff. Straight away, I want to weigh the radio. I'm really interested to see how much this weighs. Oh, no way. 1.9. So that's 1.9 kg. So just under 2 kilo for the radio. So that's good. 2 kilo for the radio. I feel okay pulling it out now. I think I'd rather have no music and save 2 kilos. So that feels valued. So there's 2-ish there. Then what I'm going to do is I want to just see if I can weigh this.
Oh my gosh.
So there we go. It's about 1.5. So the plastics do add up over time. So it's about 1.5 kilo for that. And then what I want to do is weigh all of that shit together with me just standing on. So we're going to use the bathroom one for this one. So cool, we're going to do a little bit of maths, add it all up, see what we get. Okay, so we've done the maths, added it all up, and at the start of the day, I thought we were going to pull out about 30 kilo, and turns out we've pulled out 22.7 kg. So we're only done a quarter of what I wanted to remove. I want to remove 80 because I really want to get it into the 12s, and it's already starting to get a little bit silly. So I don't know where we're going to save the weight. The only thing I can think of is lighter brakes, but that's obviously money and cert. Coilovers maybe save a little bit of weight because they'll be lighter, even lighter wheels and smaller wheels. I'd like to change to a 17-inch if I get the money at some point. And then lighter body panels, stuff like that. I can't think of what else to remove really without it getting too ridiculous. But yeah, we've put a good dent in it, at least 22. The spare wheel and jack will go back in to drive it to the track and stuff like that, but then they'll come out when I'm racing. But if you guys have enjoyed today's video and you've got any suggestions for weight reduction, definitely put those in the comments below and let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next upload of Turbo Tyler.